Tonight, we investigate a strange presence that lingers in one of the bedrooms at this haunted guest house.
The investigation you are about to watch is not performed in our usual manner. In each of our episodes, we seek out famous haunted locations and do extensive research into possible causes and connections to the paranormal. However, here at the Severn Valley Guest House, we were contacted and requested to investigate after numerous reports of strange activity, mainly focused around room number 2. We entered the building with a very limited overview of its history, knowing only that it was once 4 separate buildings that have once contained a model shop, a hairdresser's, a grocery store and a TV repair shop. Once inside, we set up our 4 locked off cameras. Camera 1 is set up downstairs in a dining area. Camera 2 is set up in room number 2, where strange activity is reported the most. We have also put our trigger object, Henry, on the bed. Camera 3 is set up in room number 2, facing the hallway. And camera 4 is set up in room number 6, with our other trigger object and haunted doll, Elizabeth.
Right guys, so we have started the investigation in room number 4, and the reason why we've picked room 4 is because, as you've just seen, we've done our live feed to introduce tonight, and as we were doing the live feed, Chris from M&A Paranormal, who was watching the live, said he felt, he felt an uncomfortable presence in this room.
Like a heavy presence, I believe, an uncomfortable feeling in here. One of the rooms you walked past to get there gave me a sharp pain. I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm going to start walking now. And
which one? This one or room 2?
I don't know. I'm going to show the numbers on the doors and see what he says.
Okay.
This is room 4. I've probably hitting his head for the 6th time today, if anyone heard that bang. Not 5. Oh, we're in 4 now.
Oh, this one is it? Like the one where we've actually set everything up?
This is room 3. Oh, no, it's put yes, this one.
Okay.
Room 4.
Interesting.
Wolfie's put doll creep me out, especially ones that have movement. Yeah, well, both of these dolls, they're both over 100 years old, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're both got pretty horrendous stories behind them, if you ask me. I thought someone was in the mirror then, but it's you.
Sorry.
What are you sensing in this room, Chris? Not nice energy in 4.
Okay. So we thought, even though room 4 isn't necessarily known as being haunted to our knowledge, we will see if we can get any leads on what Chris was picking up on, and see if we can get any leads from there to start tonight.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
Yeah.
We've obviously set a laser grid up in this room.
Yeah.
I could have swore saw flashes of laser grid light here, like where my hand is.
Yeah, I can see
flashes
it.
of light. Well, I think I just got an orb on camera.
Even better.
With flashes of light, my hair on my arm just stood up on end while you were talking. Whoa, we've just had a really strange light anomaly. There's like 2 orbs, I think.
In this room or throughout the corridor?
We're just getting a lot of light anomalies. I don't know what the hell it is, to be honest.
I can see a lot of flecks almost of light, so I'm wondering whether it's dust and it's the light reflecting off the dust. So yeah, so we're going to start in this room to see if we can get any leads from what Chris was picking up on the live feed, and as you've just said, we've set up the laser grid because it's been a long time since we've used this, and let's see if anything dark, anything negative decides to walk past the laser grid and actually trigger it. So obviously we've got a camera on me and we've got a camera on the laser grid, so we'll monitor all this and hopefully we'll get something. Well, I'm going to start off with the spirit box as well and see what we can get. Well, I'd like to ask if there's a spirit with us in this room. Can you please let us know on this box, please? So when we did a live feed earlier and we walked by this room, Chris from M&A Paranormal picked up on a negative entity. Are you here with us? Me?
Possibly. It was also said that there was a little girl here, the presence of a little girl. If you're here, can you speak to us? You don't mean you any harm.
If you're here, do you see these green lights on the wall? Why don't you try and walk in front of them? It will show us your outline. Can you do that for us?
Play with the green lights, touch them.
See if you can touch the really big green lights on the wall. Just on the wall there.
Sound like a female voice in the spirit box twice there.
Yeah. Same voice as well.
Yeah.
Go on, reach out your hand and try and touch one of them. Try and pick it up. Or try and cover it up. They won't hurt you.
Is anybody there? Can you try and speak to us, please? Tell us your name. It's not Emily. Did you hear Emily then? Right?
I heard if it wasn't Emily, it was something that sounded like Emily.
Is your name Emily? Can you answer yes or no, please?
How old are you?
Sounded like 11 to me. That sounded like a boy's voice. Sounds like there's two people trying to come through. The same girl's voice and the same boy's voice.
How many spirits are in this room or in this house? How many of you are there?
Six and then something.
I have 6. 6 spirits. Did you all used to live here at some time?
Do you have any connection with the railway?
Did you work on the railway?
So deep.
Are you a plague victim? Did you catch the plague?
No, the plague was big here. There's a plague pit just down the road.
Are you buried in the plague pit at the bottom of the road? Have you always lived in Bewdley?
Is the week? Does it sound like is the week to you?
It did, but it don't make any sense, does it?
No. Sound like we both said that we felt weak tonight.
Have you been making us feel weak?
I thought it was the heat.
Have you been draining energy from us? Weak again, I think. Are you making us feel weak? Is that what you're doing? Do you want to take my energy to come through properly? Because if you want to, you can. But I want you to touch one of the lights on the wall. So come and use my energy. Come and take my energy and touch one of the lights on the wall.
Not red, the lights are green. Come and touch one of the green lights on the wall. It can't hurt you. You don't want to show yourselves to us or speak to us. Go and touch one of the dolls on the bed. We put them there for you to play with.
A lot of people have said that room 2 is supposedly haunted by a ghost. So, is that true?
Sounds like yes, something.
Can you confirm if that's true, please? Is room 2 haunted?
Do you know either of our names?
Didn't like that.
You think it did say your name?
It's like a staggered answer.
Yeah.
They cut off.
If you know our names, say our names.
That sounds like Nathan.
Did you just say my name?
Do you hear that?
Vaguely. Sound like the end of it to me. Oh, the end of my name?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the start.
Do you know what Nathan's last name is?
That was Peter.
It's not Peter.
No, obviously my name's not Peter, but where's Peter coming through? Who's Peter? Who is Peter? Tell us more about Peter. Does Peter live here?
Does Peter live or stay in one of the other rooms in the hotel? Does Peter stay in room 2? Does anybody stay in room 2?
Who's been scaring the guests in room 2 and
Mate,
why?
which one's in room 2? Which doll?
Henry? What?
I think Henry just came through on the spirit box. You know what I just said?
I've got to be honest, I've gone really cold just before you said that. When I'm panning the camera around, I keep thinking I can see something in front of me. Genuinely, not fucking about.
Like, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up or not, to be honest, because obviously with the time of day, I've only got this on a fairly quiet setting. But did you just say, when I asked who's in room 2, did you just say Henry? Who's in room 2? Come on, we all know somebody's in room 2. Who is it? I want you to show yourself. How are you feeling?
A little bit uneasy, what about you?
Just cold, from cold.
I felt okay when we started.
Yeah, I felt like it's a breeze.
I started to feel like there's something by me on the bed. Literally by here, by me.
See, I feel like someone sat behind me. Sat on this chair, if you like. Because the entire of my back is freezing cold. In fact, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. If you like, I've got goosebumps.
Strange, because
Since we started
during
talking,
the day, I haven't felt anything here really other than that one sensation, that one room. I felt it's quite a nice place.
yeah, same. And I still do.
Now I'm feeling a little bit.
I feel like it's since I've demanded whoever's in room 2 show themselves, where I've started to feel a bit more uncomfortable.
I feel a bit vulnerable. But this is a new location. Obviously, people have been complaining about room 2 being haunted, etc. But no one's investigated here. So whereas places like the Ram, East Drive, Spirit, there are used to people coming in on a daily basis, asking the same questions.
This is going to be brand new.
Here it's totally brand new to whatever is here, so we don't know how it's going to react. It could totally ignore us. Things could get moved, things could get thrown. It could just be, it might not even be haunted, it could just be subconscious.
Could be something else, couldn't it?
But it does seem strange.
I feel the atmosphere changed. I do actually feel like it's already changed back. I feel like whatever that was then is now gone.
There was probably a sort of 2 or 3 minute spell through that where I could feel my heart beating in my chest, and I kept thinking something was right in front of me.
But I feel calm again now. I feel like whatever that was has now come and gone. And didn't somebody say on the live chat that they
It's
think
like it's moving throughout the building.
interesting?
I think it moves around the whole building, to be honest, Hans, but that's interesting, 'cause that's the vibe we got, really. We didn't really pinpoint a room as such.
Yeah, if there's something, if there
If
is.
that's the case and we feel like it's gone, perhaps we should move to a separate part of the building.
Yeah.
Leave the laser. Was that you? Leave the laser. Was that you? Leave the laser. Was that you?
Was what, me?
It heard like a gurgling sound.
Did you?
Like somebody was drinking. You know, someone's gulping out, gulp, gulp.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, I didn't hear that, but
So check that one up on the mic.
that's interesting.
Yeah, perhaps if things are, if it's, you know, it is moving around the hotel, like people have suggested, maybe we should move on to another location now
Yeah.
and see if we can pick it up elsewhere.
After performing a spirit box session for half an hour, we were given a few names, including the name of Henry, as a response to the question of who is in room number 2. We decided to leave room 4 and leave the laser grid running to review afterwards. We headed towards where we both felt uncomfortable during our pre-investigation walk around, towards room number 6 and Elizabeth.
I'm feeling like going, maybe it's that bedroom at the top.
Yeah. We would head to room number 6 to carry out a pendulum session. We chose to tackle this room sooner rather than later, as this is a room that we were both drawn to, along with a few of our viewers on our pre-investigation livestream. We noticed some strange movements with our doll Elizabeth prior to recording and also going live, and our viewers on the livestream had an uneasy feeling about this room, and not only the room, but they also reported feeling a presence on the hallway outside of it.
So we've got Elizabeth on the bed with the REM pod. Now she's going to be doing a pendulum.
See that okay?
Yep.
Right, I'm going to start the pendulum session, as I normally do. Asking a yes/no question. I want spirit to come forth and move the pendulum to signify yes. It's a simple question. Is my name Nathan? Move it to show me what yes symbolises. Pendulum's moving in a circular motion. So how are you going to indicate yes to me?
Getting stronger.
Want to know, is there a male spirit present up on this top level? Yes.
What's the matter?
Can't hold my arms up. It's fucking.
Alright.
Don't know why. I've just gone really weak. You know, when saying we feel drained.
Yeah.
I just feel like all the energy's just totally gone.
Since coming up here.
Also, yeah. Really bad.
Wanna rest for a bit?
Try again.
I think it does it in
right.
Okay.
Right.
What, set the REM pod off?
So your camera just played up.
Camera just came up with a weird message. And then the REM
We
pod
need to
starts.
check that because the camera card cannot be full.
No, it's not. It's still recording. It's carried on.
The REM pod going off gave us a surprise. However, after analysing the footage back from the other camera, it seems the REM pod could have been triggered accidentally from my own movements.
Yeah,
Does
right.
it Okay.
Right.
What, set the REM pod off? I think I've just had an orb behind you. I think it's actually like, you know, that kind of blends into you.
Yeah.
But I think it went. Oh, and another one right in front of you. And that looks slightly bigger.
Feeling right in this room.
This is a room I don't like.
I feel like I'm drained and I'm breathing laboured. Don't know, I don't feel right in this room.
I wasn't a big fan of the REM pod going off then, because that was like a bit of a distraction with the camera first. Because I was looking at the camera.
It was
I think.
almost like there was something interfering with one after the other, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I was obviously
Sat
looking
here
at the camera and then.
Elizabeth now, and I can just imagine her turning her head towards me. I don't know if that's because of what happened earlier on, but we didn't know if she turned her head or if it was us or what. We've had one strange thing happening setting up, which once again centres around this little girl. When we were setting up initially, I was playing with the doll's head and turned the doll's head this way, and then when we come back in the room it was this way, to which we were constantly questioning whether we turned it back or not, but neither of us remember turning it back. So God knows, we'll have to keep an eye on her tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to rule out. Obviously we've got a camera recording the entire time. Oh, we didn't, did we?
No, before we did the live.
Right.
That's what's bothering me. With things that we've had with her in the past. Don't know. I'm feeling
This is
really,
why I don't like it.
I'm feeling really uneasy in this room. I think she's the reason why. I don't think it's this room. Oh, is it just me or does it look like she's moving?
You on about the head?
Yeah.
Would you say the head's moving towards you?
Yeah. Would you?
Looking at it through this tiny little display,
Yeah.
or would you? Ever so slowly. Hard to tell though. For me it looks like her pupils are getting smaller, which means that they're kind of disappearing and they're kind of moving the other way. But it could just be... Nah. She's moving. We've had that before as
This
well.
is going to sound really strange.
Mate, she's moving.
To me it almost looks like she's breathing.
You said that before as well. She's genuinely moving.
I'm certain of it.
Mate, I think she is.
She is. Her eyes have changed. We've had that before though.
Right, for the benefit of the camera, because we've kind of lost the investigation a little bit now. We've come in.
I
Plan
can't stop
was
looking
to
at it.
do a pendulum session. I started that and started to feel really weak. Literally after the first question I thought I was going to pass out. Since then, it looks like Elizabeth is moving. We can't be sure whether it's our eyes playing tricks on us in the dark. So we are going to have to watch the footage back and analyse it very carefully. But it's a continuous thing now for Elizabeth to seem to be moving. It's becoming quite disconcerting, isn't it, Roy? Before the lockdown we've been sat in rooms editing footage and we've been convinced that she's moved on a table behind us, and I'm starting to think there's something really sinister about this doll. Elizabeth, if that really is your name, you know that we think you're moving. We've thought it for a long time. We've even captured it on camera once. So if you're going to do it. Move. Show us you've got the energy to move.
Yeah, do it properly. Come on.
Reach out and touch that red light in front of you.
Why don't you fall over like you did at Morton Corbett Castle?
We need to do some sort of case study on this doll. We need to do more with her, because as much as we've had some things with Henry that I've never known,
It's almost continuous with
I've
Elizabeth,
never
isn't
known
it?
anything like this. It's starting to actually creep me out quite a lot.
Mm.
Not just now, but in general. Right, I'm going to try and get back to pendulum. What was that? Right, I'm going to try and get back to pendulum. What was that? Right, I'm going to try and get back to pendulum. What was that?
Felt like a vibration then, across the
Like
room.
a tap on the bed next to you.
Yeah. Felt it.
Not the bed you sat on, the one next to you.
Yeah. I literally just felt it.
How are you feeling about being on your own in this room in a bit?
Loving it?
Really?
No. Not particularly.
Which bed are you going to lie on?
Probably not this one.
I would probably lie where I am under here.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do.
You reckon you'll be able to get any sleep?
Just had a good orb behind you, mate. So in answer to your question, I'm not sleeping on that bed.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Like I am tired, but it's hard to settle when we've had a REM pod go off. We've had a bit of failure, and I've got a doll that's moving. Well, looks like she's moving anyway.
I feel absolutely drained.
It could just be.
Even just, I don't know if it's pendulum or what, but I just feel absolutely drained holding it. Right, something I would like to try up here is I will get the other camera and I'm going to put the thermal imaging camera
Okay.
on Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's a good shout.
I was wondering, obviously, when we tried that before, wondering if she is moving, maybe she's resonating some heat, or
Mm.
if you wait here for me, I'll go get that.
Thanks, mate. It's all very calm again. Seems to be very calm. Waiting for Nathan to go and get the imaging camera. He's just come back and I've just had a blip on the REM pod. Only once.
Right, just setting up the thermal imaging camera on Elizabeth. Today she hasn't really got any temperature whatsoever. She's the same sort of temperature as the bed, so that's a little bit comforting, I suppose. Yeah.
With what looked like Elizabeth moving to both of us, our investigation had become severely sidetracked. An uneasy feeling filled room 6. Was this due to Elizabeth, or could it have been a trick of the mind? We decided now to take the final step of the investigation and split up to perform 2 lone vigils.
Right guys, we've tried a few different things tonight. We haven't picked up much, I wouldn't say yet. Obviously we've got to review the footage back, but more than anything, it's just a feeling you get in the location. We've both felt quite drained to the point almost faint at times. We're going to sort of wrap it up now by splitting up. We're going to go in 2 separate locations. I'm going to go into room 2. That's the reason we're here basically. Room 2 is the supposed haunted room that people are suffering from and leaving in the night. And Brian's going to head upstairs to room 6, where we first felt uneasy when we come into the hotel. I've got Henry set up with me in the room down here. Brian's got Elizabeth upstairs with him. We've been having a lot of activity with Elizabeth lately, so as much as I'm taking on what's supposed to be the more famously haunted room, I actually feel like I got the better end of the deal here. I think things that have been happening with Elizabeth lately seem very dark. Obviously we've taken her to some very dark locations. I think we need to, after this investigation, I think we really need to take a long hard look at Elizabeth and see what's going on with her, and really try and work out what's residing within her really, because I think it could potentially turn dangerous if we don't. So right, we're going to end the night now. Well, how are you feeling about sleeping up there, Bryce? Think you'll get much sleep? Or?
Yeah, probably not, to be honest.
Probably not. No, I don't think I'll get too much either, but we'll give it a go.
Right, so I've made it back to room number 6 on my own. I have Elizabeth on the bed next to me, and what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to go for a bit of a lie down, which I'm probably going to appreciate. I've been up all day, so I'm going to see what happens, see how I feel when I've got no equipment around me. I've turned the REM pod off now. And we'll go from there, see what happens. Strange, because this is the room where I felt the most uncomfortable. So did Nathan, and a few people in the live chat we did earlier tonight also felt uncomfortable. They sensed a spirit in this room. So we'll see.
Well, I am feeling a little bit uneasy, to be honest. I didn't when we first come here, but I do now. don't know why. I don't know. There's something in this room that should make me feel uneasy, or if it's subconscious. I do feel a little bit uneasy. This feeling like there's a pressure on me. It's a creaky metal. I'm thinking that's Brian upstairs. Don't know how he's getting under with this person. I don't know the way that doll's been. Hold the cane seal. Around, he's come towards his cane till I'm holding this black device in my hand. Well, come forth and show yourself.
Very weird. Earlier on when we got here, it felt very, I don't know, a bit ominous in here. Felt like there was something around. It was the only room which really stood out to me. If I'm honest, I didn't really get much of a vibe from room 2. It was this room. But I'll be honest with you, despite the REM pod going off, despite having Elizabeth in the room, I feel pretty calm again. Somebody said on the live chat that they reckon it comes in waves, or should I say, it feels like there's somebody moving around, and perhaps not in one location. I can kind of relate to that right now. I just kind of feel that it's not all in the same place. I can hear a lot of noises around me, but then at the same point I am in a house that I'm not familiar with. And the only thing I can see is the bunk bed just opposite me. And the big open door which leads into the hallway where somebody had like a presence. They thought they could pick up on a presence through there earlier.
Right, are you talking? I can hear some really strange, like, distant voices. Brian, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, that was me earlier.
Really uncomfortable in here, and I don't know why. It's like I've got eyes on me all the time. Every time I shut my eyes to try and rest, it feels like someone's looking at me.
Very strange. Quite calm in here, but I suppose it kind of feels right a little bit. It's kind of hit and miss.
something not right about this room.
You just feel like you're being watched. You okay?
Yeah. Somebody whispering constantly around my ears. I can't make out what's being said. It almost feels like somebody laughing at me from behind my ears, like giggling at me. Not like a childlike giggle, like quite a sinister giggle.
Me neither.
Is anybody here with me? Make your presence known. Don't hide and laugh. Come forth. Show yourself. Come and sit on the end of the bed. K2 meter is. Come and sit here with me. Right, I think we call it a wrap now, mate. I think we've done all we can here, to be honest.
That's good. So guys, that marks the end of that investigation. Bit of a weird one. Wouldn't say it was a highly active place, but has affected us both in different ways, so it'll be interesting to watch the footage back, see what we've caught. Never know, might have something good on camera. Cheers guys, until next time, keep seeking the truth.